I was diagnosed when I was 29. That's 20, right? 2020.
2020.
Well, actually not diagnosed in 2020, but I found I had a lump on my left side of the breast in December 2020. At that time, I'd just been let off. Nimefutwa kazi September. So nikipata lump, I'm jobless, sina insurance. Everyone who hears you have cancer is like, that one is going to die. That they don't say it, but they look at you and they're like, we si tunaongoja tu tutakuzika lini. As in si kwa hivyo, but kwa uso yao. Umejua, because they are so worried. They are so worried that cancer is something that cannot be cured. How will she survive? That I think that is the most hardest part to start this journey. Accepting that, yes, it's cancer. Yes, I need surgery. Yes, I need chemo. Yes, I need this and this and this.
Hi guys, how are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Coffee Time and my name is Flo. And today we have a very wonderful guest, a victorious lady. She's going to share her journey with us. She's actually cancer free. And so tutasikia story yake, tuone alianzia wapi, kukaendaje, and how is life after cancer. Welcome Wambo.
Thank you.
How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm
so
very fine.
beautiful.
Thank you. God has been faithful to Mengangana, but we are so grateful we are here now. Yeah.
So at what age did you realize you have cancer?
So I was diagnosed when I was 29. That's 20, right? 2020.
2020.
Well, actually not diagnosed in 2020, but I found I had a lump on my left side of the breast in December 2020. At that time, I'd just been let off. Nimefutwa kazi September. So nikipata lump, I'm jobless, sina insurance. Tanzia wapi? So I was just like, nah, it's not cancer.
Sasa, unajua tunaambiwa ukianza kushuku anything to do with breast cancer, kuna how you do the self assessment.
Correct.
So ulianza kugusagusa ama ulifeel tu kuna kakitu?
November I was showering normally, kushower too, you know. December I'm like, Allah, it's very hard. It was not there since January 2020 to November 2020. And I'm like, but umejua ili unajiambia si cancer, hiyo ni lump. Hiyo si cancer, hiyo ni lump too.
Not all lumps are cancer.
Correct. So you know, it was there, it was very hard, it was not moving. So I said, you know what, it's not cancer, but let's do this, let's monitor it. So nilipata November ikishaisha. So December yote nimekaa tu nayo mimi peke yangu tu. Nobody else, I didn't tell anyone. So I was just whenever I'm in a meeting, I felt like it was something to play with. So my hand would...
Anyway, bede ukishaanza ku notice kwamba kuna kitu mahali au nanga kale ka freedom, unajua you just want to keep checking.
Yes. So I keep on touching it. Then January kafika. Hi. Nikaanza kwenda job interview. Umejua zile za I must get a new job.
But it must have been so hard for you.
It was.
Uko tu na tumawazo kwamba inaweza kuwa.
And for me, actually, I was 99% sure. As much as I was telling myself it's not, I was 99% sure it is.
At some point, I'm sure you Googled.
I Googled, and then my grandmother had breast cancer, and then...
Oh, so it was in the family.
Correct.
Some kind of history, yeah?
Correct. Some of my uncles had cancer, some of my cousins had cancer, so... Kidogo...
Kuna kitu ambao unchanganya.
Yeah.
Because most of the times I read more about different types of cancer.
Yeah.
Napatana na hiyo kwamba family history. Does that mean cancer can also be genetic or something?
It means yes, it does. But mi si daktari sana sitaongea hivyo kwa hiyo sana, but yes, you can get cancer because of your genetics. But also they really don't know what really causes it. So hatuwezi sema ni chakula, hatuwezi sema sijui skule chipo, sijui skule KFC. They really don't know yet how it comes about. So it's just, but when you do everything in excess, it might lead to it. ukikula sukari mingi it will lead to it, ukikula chumvi mingi.
Sasa umeenda job interviews?
Nimeenda job interviews, zimeivana lakini kwa akili iko madam. Yes, madam, you need to go to hospital.
Yeah, you need some screening.
So finally I got the courage, and who do I go to? My mother. I'm like, mama yangu ni mtu muhimu sana. Huyu ndo tunaanza na yeye. And I was just like, Mom, kuna hii kitu? But I think it's nothing. It's nothing. We, sienda liruka hata kuniliko. And I'm like, okay, her reaction is very serious. Let's go to the hospital. So I go for my first biopsy. Somehow the medical labs mess it up. It says it might be cancer, it might not be cancer. But in my back of my head, I'm like, biopsy inafaa kuwa very direct. Una cancer ama hauna. Hakuna.
What of mammogram?
So mammogram, those are the subsequent tests you do after. So biopsy ndo kitu yenye nasema kama ukweli ni cancer ama si cancer. Yeah. So vile ya kwanza ikaenda vibaya nilifanya Kisumu. So vile ya kwanza ilienda vibaya ikabidi nifanye tena, nikaenda Aga Khan. So daktari akaniambia, you're so young Wamboi, it can't be, don't worry, stop stressing, it's not. Simi pia nikajipa hamna hapa. Exactly. So I was like, this one it will be removed and I'm back to normal. We wacha results zikap, it's cancer, it's stage 1. You're like,
okay, so how did you receive the news?
I cried for 1 week. I did nothing. I slept. I was crying. Shaili ambako kasema
I know, because to some point you just think it's the end of
it is the end, because everyone who hears you have cancer is like, that one is going to die. That, you know, they don't say it, but they look at you and they're like, we si tunaongoja tu tutakuzika lini. As in si kwa hivyo, but kwa uso yao.
Yes.
Umejua, because they are so worried. Yeah. They are so worried that cancer is something that cannot be cured. How will she survive? And everybody is crying around me. So nikasema, you know what? This will not be my story. After crying, I woke up and I was like, okay, it's enough crying. We're done. I knelt down. I said, God, the way it came, you're the one who will know how to do it. You're the one who will show me the way. And from that day on, the burden just fell off and God came through. So we started asking around, because now we've had we've taken my grandmother through the process, but none of us were really there to find out iliendaje. Alafu yake ilikuwa stage 4, chap yake ilienda haraka sana akafa. May God rest her soul. So hatukujua sasa tunaanza wapi. So tukaenda tu hospitali, daktari, sasa tuna insurance so you ought in cash. So tuko like biopsy imefanya, so you need to do blood work, waone kama cancer imeenda kwingine kote, ufanye mammogram, ufanye CT scan, ufanye MRI, ufanye ultrasound, waone exactly your lump inakaje, iko wapi, iko vipi, is it spreading, and all these tests take another month. So hii month yote tu kila mtu anakuona uko sawa, akili iko mbali.
Ya mawazo ni mob.
Akili iko mbali. So everybody is looking at you and they're thinking, you're fine. So this is February to March to May there. So now the doctor is like, okay, Wamboi is seeing that you have stage 1 breast cancer. We'll start with surgery. So I'm like, okay, sawa. So we do surgery and I'm like, yes. See we're done. As in milisema ni surgery, hakuna, and they had promised there's no need for chemo, there's no need for other steps.
I don't know, radiation or something.
Exactly. Lakini vitu badilika. So
ngoja, hapo kwa surgery ni nini exactly inafanyika?
So kwa surgery, so I did my surgery at Kijabe. Very good doctors there. So ni kutoa tu lump. I chose for the lump to be removed, not my breast. Yes. So you have 2 options. You can either have a lumpectomy or a mastectomy. So mastectomy ni ile yenye wanatoa the whole breast. Yes. Or lumpectomy ni hiyo yenye wanatoa tu the lump where it was. So for me I chose the lumpectomy because daktari pia alisema it doesn't look like it's gone so far, so let's just remove the lump.
It just means you discovered it early.
Correct. I discovered it early, and I think they said, well done for coming in. I think if I went in December, although singefanya chemo, but things happened the way they happened. nikachelewa kidogo. So after the first surgery, the doctor is like, let's analyze the sample, nini. I'm like, okay, good. 1 month later, they're like, Wamboi, you need another surgery.
Again.
I'm like, doc, you said I needed one. Situlewa ni moja. Doc is like, no, it looks like it was almost getting to stage 2. So we need to just remove your lymph nodes. So ukifanyiwa hiyo surgery ya lymph nodes, kwanza inaua huku kote.
The nerves.
Yeah, wanatoa the nerves, wanatoa lymph nodes. So for me, walitoa kama 12 ama 15. But for other people, it can remove more. So wakitest wakaona, Wambo, good results. It did not spread to your armpit. So and I'm like, yes. But they're like, because it was almost going there, you have to do chemo. You've already had the stories of chemo, how people are. Umejua vile unaziona kwa movie. First of all, let me say, it's nothing like you see it in the movies. You're not in the hospital throughout. So for my chemo, it was, so there are 5 types of breast cancer, right? So for me, they got HER2 positive. So for HER2 positive, I have a different prescription of treatment. So I did surgery, then I did chemo, then I did Herceptin, then I did radiation.
So radiation is the last process?
Radiation is the last process.
So what does chemo involve? Because most people I've met who
Yeah.
have fought cancer before, are still fighting it,
Yeah.
say that chemo is the worst stage.
It's the worst. They're right. It is the worst because it's just medicine. What? It's very terrible. For me, it peeled my hands. My nails were going out. Of course, the losing of the hair was automatic.
The side effect of the medicine?
Yes, it's a side effect of the medicine. So you lose your hair, your nails become very weak, some become very black, your palms of your hands become very black. So for me, what I experience is pins and needles. Ukitembea unasikia tu ni kama unatembea kwa needles. So kitu inakudunga. Mikono pia uwezi shika pia. Saa zingine pia you lose sensation. You can catch something hot and you don't know because feelings pia zimeenda. So inakudraisha kabisa skin, sometimes you burn. But I think the worst effect of chemo is the mental.
In fact, the mental stability.
It is the mental.
I can imagine Wambo, you're used to your good hair.
Correct.
Making your nails.
Correct.
So now you can't do that anymore.
You can't get a pedi, you can't get a manicure.
And I'm not sure even if you could get it,
it would still
not want to.
And plus, it would hurt me more than getting the money and the pedi, because now, when you're going through chemo, your immune system is very low. So you kukatwa cuticle vibaya, utaumia. You ufanyaje, utaumia. So chemo was the hardest part for me.
So now, for you, sababu unasema ilikwisha peel kidogo.
Kwa mkono.
How did you deal with the hair one? Ulifanya nini?
Nililia.
Kuna watu nimeona wana invest into wigs. So unapata amevaa, yani you can't notice
that they're going through cancer. So for me, I was like, I'll not hide it. And some people really can't tell. People thought that was my new hairstyle. So I really cried. Losing my hair was very hard for me, mostly because of the mental. I'm like, I'll be bald for a year? Wow. Oh,
so it means hata kama nywele imetoka ama kukatika, after umepona nywele
inarudi. Correct. Inarudi tena, inarudi vizuri sana. So immediately you finish chemo, the hair starts growing back again. Yeah. But for me, it was the mental, can I say torture? Because you feel like you're depressed, you feel like you're alone, you feel like...
It's not like you feel, you're already depressed.
Correct. In fact, exactly. It's not you feel, you are depressed. Yes. You feel anxiety, you always feel like ukitaka kuambia mtu akusaidie ni kama unamsumbua. So in fact, usually what I tell everyone is just don't be afraid to tell somebody. Umejua hata saa zingine kuokota cup like this can be hard when you're going through chemo.
Yes.
Waking up can be difficult. So in fact, for me, throughout chemo, I would just sleep. I rest completely because unaamka bado umechoka. But you're advised to walk and drink a lot of water and eat veggies, those healthy foods sasa. And then when you can't eat, just try and take juice, those fruits,
From,
and
kuna-
water again.
Is there any kind of limit to the kind of foods you eat?
No,
Or
not
you can
really.
just eat everything?
Well, everything with moderation again, because you need the proteins. You need a very balanced diet. There are people who are like, oh, wamesema usikule nyama, usikule nini. No, they're not saying don't eat. They're saying eat it with very, like, sasa unakula kidogo. Ndio kwa sababu you need the proteins, ndio sasa mwili pia ipate nafuu. Because remember, you're constantly tired. If there's one effect that doesn't go away easily, is the tiredness. Unaamka umechoka, unaenda kulala, ukiamka bado umechoka. Yani, it's like your body never gets enough rest.
Can you say that is caused maybe by the effect of the medicine?
Correct. It is the effects of the medicine, all of it. So even from your nails turning black, the pins and needles. So for me, I had 6 sessions of chemo. There are people, depending on what stage they are, they get more chemo.
Hakuna kitu tu inaweza zuia that kind of a feeling. Sasa unataka kutembea, of course unasikia hiyo kudungwa. Probably it's an issue with the nerves. So unajua nerves ndio huwa tu zinaletea coordination yote. It's not irreversible, like hiyo period tu hakuna kitu zinafanya.
Hakuna. So you just given some exercises to do, reflexology, kutembea kidogo tu, rest most of the time. But then again, the side effects is not on everyone. I have people we went through with chemo. They're like,
they didn't go through all
they are normal.
So
no
it
pain.
Only depends with the body.
Correct. Different people have different side effects. So mtu aseme, oh, nikienda through chemo, like what is constant is the hair and maybe the darkening of the nails. But diarrhea, throwing up, it's different for everyone. I have friends who, when we were with chemo with them, they never threw up, they never felt nausea, they never felt pain, pins and needles. So I just said it's different for kila mtu. Unaona vile mimi nilipil mikono, kuna mtu hata kufanyika hivyo at all. So every experience for somebody is different. But again, what I think is consistent ni unalia tu. You don't know why you're crying. Mtu atakikuuliza why are you crying? Ndio sasa unalia zaidi. So it makes you it really challenges your mental health and stability, because it's really hard. And even after, until right now, you're always anxious, you're never sure. Will I survive the day? Umejua ile yenye bado unashuku kama mwili bado iko sawa. So it happens for a while.
Chemo is what?
So after chemo, I did Herceptin. So Herceptin, but actually I did my Herceptin and chemo at the same time. So Herceptin is the one that targets, it's a medicine that targets the specific cancer that I have. So it's like, it's a protein that covers the cancer. So Herceptin is meant to kill the protein, and then the chemo handles the cancer. So I did that. So again, the prescription for Herceptin differs from person to person. But Herceptin is also not also cheap. That time, it's not cheap at all. It's not cheap at all. And for that one, it's like 100K per injection.
And how many injections do you need?
I needed 18. I needed 18, and I'm like, where? God, come through. So luckily, again, your prescription is not set on stone.
I know you don't have a job yet.
No, now I do. Okay. I actually got a job right when I started treatment. Yeah. So I'm actually still working for the same company. Yeah, and they really, really helped me. They came through. It's like the timing was perfect.
Yeah.
Wow.
Najua hapo ndo tunatokeanga tunasema sometimes God anakuletea kile kitu unaweza handle.
Correct. These people, I'm very grateful for them until today. Like immediately, and they were just like, don't worry, we got you.
Washukuru tu kwa hiyo kamera yako.
Aki, asante sana Aspira. Thank you so much.
The reason as to why you're here today.
They've helped me. Yeah. No, thank you so much, guys. Like, I truly appreciate it. Like, these people helped me. Yeah. They were very understanding. Like, whenever I needed a break, I took it.
Support is one of the things that
important. Yeah. You need your friends, and you need people who are positive. Not just support. You just don't need any kind of support. Yes. You need ule mse mwenye ako like, imekushinda, don't worry. Rest for 2 hours. Then try one spoon again. Yes. Si ati eat like umejua ile si ile care yenye na unajua si ile care yenye ni cha lazima. No, Ni ule mse mwenye akikusupport we understanding. Hasiki kukula, tafadhali usimfosishe. Mpatie tu time. Ile time yenye atasikia njaa atakula tena. Remember, si kwa kupenda kwake. Ikikataa imekataa. Ikikubali itakubali. Some people feel like it's a punishment. And you know, the good thing about just the cancer treatment, you're able to also join support groups, and you get to meet other people who are going through the same process as you.
Were you in any of them?
Yes, I joined the Kijabe support group. I joined the Mpisha support group. Faraja cancer. Oh my goodness, Faraja cancer support. Oh, they're amazing. They have this exercises and just, in fact, I think I survived it basically because of the therapies they gave me. They give you free therapy. They give you free reflexology. There's a ton of books to read from Faraja Cancer Support on how to just deal with it, what to eat when you're going through chemo, what to do when you're feeling like, and you know, you wake up actually and you're like, me, God, take me today. I'm done. I'm done. So like for me, my second chemo, I got an infection. It was terrible.
What kind of an infection?
It was a bacterial infection. So it had gone, and then, you know, the first time you go to the hospital, people are just like, no, she's going through, and you have to say it way before you even get a doctor to get checked. And they're like, nah, it's just chemo side effects. But you're like, guys, if you don't do anything now, I'm telling you, your treatment tena. That was bad. I was down, I was puking, zote. Inatoka huku, uko like, I knelt down, I said, God, take me. It's enough. Na hiyo ni chemo ya pili na ziko 4 bado zaja. Nikasema, wewe Mungu, kama si wewe, sijui ningekuwa wapi. So after kumaliza Herceptin, nikaanza radio.
Yeah, hiyo radiation ndo nimekuwa naona pia watu wanasema it's not that.
It's not. So the thing about radiation that I found for me was I got the effects after. When you're doing radiation, it's just 10 minutes.
So what does the radiation involve?
So it's like can I say a CT scan or an MRI machine or an X-ray machine? Unaenda tu alafu. So you're put exactly where the area that was. You're positioned exactly because they can't do radiation everywhere. It's just exactly where the area that was affected. So up for your 10 minutes. So you're just seated on a specific position.
So na unasikiaje saa hiyo?
Hakuna. For radiation you don't feel anything at all. Not the pain, no. Or rather for me I didn't. You feel the pain after. And it's not even after the first session, second session. Unaweza hata feel after hizo 15 sessions zote. So alafu kitu yenye ilini affect ni heat. Even right now I can't stand the sun. That I prefer the cold because immediately I feel too hot. It feels like I'm burning. It's like I'm burning everywhere. So it really affected me in terms of the heat. And then inakani kama umechomeka, lakini the effects fade with time. Yes. Afu pia appetite pia inapotea because of radiation.
Na sasa, now that of course una lose appetite.
Yeah.
What about ikifika? Because I'm pretty sure you are still taking some tabs. Hata ukiendelea na hiyo process. Na huna appetite.
So that's the thing, by the way. Hakuna tablets za kuchukua. Kuna tablets za ku minimize nausea, the diarrhea, the pain. Na unapatiwa normal painkiller unless ikwe too much for some other people. Sorry. So unless ikwe too much ndo utapatiwa kitu nyingine. But ati ya kuleta appetite, unless tena ikwe vibaya sana. But for me, I didn't get to have hizo za kuleta appetite ama nini. Just unakula kidogo na total complete rest. Yeah.
Na kwa kukunywa dawa sasa, like you have morning, afternoon, evening, ama it's 1 tab a day?
No. It's very funny treating cancer actually. After the chemo, unless you really have the side effects, there's no daily pill. There's no take this times this. No. Unless umelemewa na the side effects. Hizo dawa ndo labda uzimeze. Yo alafu mouth sores. Yo mdomo wako kuwa na vidonda. Yo unapatiwa mouthwash. But amna ati useme ati hii lazima ukikosa kumeza you'll have no, because there sometimes you don't even get those side effects at all, so you feel like you're actually normal. It's just the tiredness, of which it's just complete rest.
Let me take you back a bit.
Yeah.
The moment you realized that you had the lump, were you feeling pain?
No
pain.
Because
I just think kwa sababu watu hawasikii uchungu is the reason as to why
exactly
it takes ladies time to realize that something is not right.
Same to me. I didn't go as fast to the hospital.
Let me just not lie. If I just realized that I can feel something hard around,
but it's not painful.
I think I read somewhere they say for a lady you should do the self-assessment after, I don't know, 6 days after your period.
Is it 6 days? It's actually every month, and it's actually just very simple. And I think so I've been attending so many cancer awareness things that every time I would be like,
you keep checking.
I keep checking, and I was like, wait, Kwani, how did I miss this one? So it was that point of, Kwani, how did I miss this one?
Let me just tell you. Because the kind of fear that will be made,
it's actually fear.
And then that part that I'm in denial. Could this be just a lump? Could this
be something extra? That I think that is the most hardest part to start this journey. Accepting that yes, it's cancer. Yes, I need surgery. Yes, I need chemo. Yes, I need this and this and this.
Do you just think we are losing so many women because they can't afford the treatment?
So that's a good thing about right now. It's not that we are losing, actually, maybe to the access of just finding out. People are finding it out when it's too late. When it's too late. But when you find out when it's like early, on the early stages, there's NHIF. NHIF, oh my goodness, it starts from the tests you take.
So the NHIF cover can support.
Correct. That I would tell anyone out there, usikose kulipia NHIF. Like, don't stop. Even if you're not using it now, there's a time it will come. There's a time it will come.
You will need it.
You'll need it. NHIF covers you. It even pays for part of your chemo. It even pays for part of the radio. So don't stop. Don't stop. It really, really helps. So even, and then their organization like Faraja Cancer Support, Safaricom also has an organization that help people with cancer to pay for their medicine. There are various organizations. There's an organization that actually gives the Herceptin for free. So I think it's when people find out and they feel like they're going to be a financial burden, it's because they've not looked at the extra options.
Right now in Kenya, we lose more than 6,000 women every year.
Yes.
So I'm just trying to understand what could be the problem, because one, I know watu wanachukua muda sana to realize kwamba wako na cancer. Yes. But now, is it because hawajapata changamoto? Na I think pia shida kubwa, Wamboi, mtu hata by the time anakuja kwambia akona cancer, huwezi discover haraka.
Correct.
Huwezi iona, unaona? Sijui ni kwa sababu hakuna uchungu. Because of course unajua sasa ukakuwa na kitu na unasikia uchungu. Inakuwa latini. There could be a problem.
There could be a problem. So for me, I would just say, first of all, when people get diagnosed, they don't know what next. They don't know where to start. They don't know who to ask. They don't know how to be like, where?
And some even fear
to even actually, it's not even fear. Can I say the disease locks you up and you feel like
people even stigmatize you?
Correct. You feel like this is my problem. I need to handle it myself. And if I tell somebody else, they'll either laugh at me or they'll feel so much pity for me that you'd rather stick with it yourself. And you're like,
We are going to speak so much about this. Guys, we are taking a very short break. This is interesting. Wamboi is a breast cancer survivor, and trust me, she has fought this journey. So hata wewe, hakuna kitu kigumu. Everything is possible. Tune in. This is Coffee Time and my name is Flo. Guys, we are back. We want to listen to the story and we want to know how is life after fighting breast cancer. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Sasa imagine imebakia tu wewe uja subscribe. Kama si uwivu ni nini? Wambo, tumefika hapo.
Yes.
Tell me, umeshafanya hizo vitu zote, umemaliza hizo processes, uliamini kwamba umemaliza ama bado unashuku kuna kitu kanaweza kwa kalibaki?
Mimi nakwambia mpaka leo, if somebody asks me, I'm like, that was not me.
Yes.
How?
By the way, let me just tell you all. Mkienda kwa page ya Wambo, LinkedIn and her Facebook, see the photos, you can't believe it. Unless ufuatilie tu zile posts huko nyuma amekuwa kipost. But just looking at her, you can't tell she had cancer sometimes back.
Yeah. And it was intentional. So when I was beginning treatment, I was always like, God, you made this to be an obstacle to get me to another place. So I said, I'm going to be intentional with how I live. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to do all the things that I've been promising myself and somehow postponing. And I'm just going to live. I'm going to live, unapologetically live. Yes. So I think for me, and you know, when I was going through it last year, I actually made a Facebook post and I was like, guys, this is my best year. Sayo niko kwa chemo, I'm down. Hata sijui mbele inakaaje. Na mimi niko hapo niko like, by the way, this is not it.
They fight till the last minute.
Correct. I was like, nah, this is not it. In fact, mpaka people are like, and in fact, until you asked me or you actually read about my story,
you will never know.
Nobody would ever know that I was actually going through something. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to be identified as kansa ni kama malaria. Mtu asiniambia hapa ati bado naweza pata. I'm like,
No.
I serve a living God. Vilimisha. Na iende na kaende. As in, now we're moving on. Of course, bado the mental side of it is, it may come back. But I'm like, nikishi kwa hiyo mindset ya, it may come back, it may not.
Yes.
Exactly. Bado nitakuwa nina live in that nini of, bado mimi ni mgonjwa, bado nini, itarudi. Kasema Mungu, vile umeacha nyumba kule, ndio mimi pia naiacha.
After radiation,
That was it. So like I said, there are different types of cancer.
Yeah.
So kuna of breast cancer. So kuna wenye bado wanaendelea na, there's a tablet you take a day. I didn't need that tablet because it wasn't prescribed to me. And kuna wenye bado, again, but we go for tests. I go for tests quarterly.
Yeah, yes.
Quarterly, full checkup. Like, is it anywhere? So it's when I have been declared cancer-free twice, because I've gone for 2 checkups so far, just to see what's happening, how's everything. It's like you start again, when you're going for those tests quarterly, blood work.
At some point get scared that they might see something?
What are you talking about? Get scared? There's a day I went to KU for my results, and it delayed. I'm like, you guys, not now. You're still anxious. It's still the same. When you're going through, like, even come on, my next test is in August. By July hapo uko like, we. Uko tu like, we. But you know, and then sometimes I'm just like, Kaende kaende.
Kuna vitu bado you can't reverse.
You can't reverse. Ikipatikana iko. Ikipatikana bado haiko. We're like, yeah. But kuna hiyo worry constantly. Unasikia hata ukikula KFC twice, uko like, we. Unasikia tu hata usipofanya kitu uko like,
Sasa kwa mfano tuingize issue ya KFC, of course it's more about food. That means kuna kakitu about food.
Kuna kakitu, okay, especially for us who have had it before. Too much cholesterol, too much sugar, too much salt. Ni issue pia. Okay. So ndo kwa sababu lazima niangalie na kula. I can have KFC once a quarter or hizo machipo, hizo fried whatever once a quarter, twice a quarter. But it's more of now I have to really be careful of what I'm eating. I exercise a lot now. I read a lot. I do very much outdoor activities just to keep myself upbeat and and then I also work a lot. So just to keep, it's a thing of just keeping your mind occupied and be like, okay. And then once you already know your food roster, you're fine. So plus, there's something that happens after you've gotten cancer. Life changes. It's a new normal. You don't go back to how you were living before, even as much as you'd want to. Appetite, I don't know, there's something it does with your mouth and what you eat. It's no longer the same. Soda, scary.
So I'm pretty sure these are things you tried to avoid during that period.
During that period, so already mwili shazoea kutokuwa nayo.
For the body to adjust after some time.
Correct. So pia huwezi tu indulge ile yenye. Huwezi indulge because sasa
kudanganya. If it was me na nimepona my friend, the first few days na
exactly.
No revenge.
Yeah, revenge. But actually for me, I didn't revenge. I revenged after every time I had chemo. Then I would be down, and then I'm back with my energy. I'll be like, Indian, lazima, full Indian. Unaambiwa usikule vitu spicy. I'm like, daktari, hakuna kitu nyingine, mboga imekata. Hiyo boiled yenye wanataka nile imekata. Mimi nataka chakula nyumbani. Correct. Correct. Yes. Unakunywa, so there is this concoction I used to drink. It's cottage cheese with flaxseed oil, flaxseed seeds, and yani it was a healthy drink, meant to just keep my energy up because cottage cheese can really give you a lot of energy, and I needed energy at that time. The taste. So, but I think after it you really just get used to it and you choose a healthier life, and you're like, it's okay. And then actually you get to enjoy life more because then you get to eat what you want at a certain time. Whenever you don't want, it's fine. It's never that deep.
So Wamboi, roughly can you estimate the amount of cash you spent?
Wow.
Apart from the insurance bit?
Wow. Can I really?
So that it will be easier for someone who is watching us.
Okay.
Na pengine ako kwa hiyo situation. Kuna ile tu sometimes that ukikuwa diagnosed na kitu, you try to analyze and prepare yourself psychological kwamba ninaweza flow nayo. So I'm pretty sure the people when wakikuwa diagnosed leo na kwa sababu wako tu na ile notion kwamba it's too expensive to treat cancer, anaonaacha tu iende.
So my first advice to anyone who's been diagnosed is don't calculate the full cost. Don't.
Because you want to go for it.
You'll be like,
yes,
Mungu, I think it's cheaper to write that. It's cheaper to die. That treatment, first of all, the treatment itself, the cost itself, it's too much on your mental health. It's too much on your finances. So first thing is, don't calculate it. Literally, my advice would be take it a day at a time. So for me, if I would give a cost, I would calculate it in terms of batches, right? So when you get diagnosed and you don't have insurance, of course hizo pia hujui kama NHIF inaweza lipia, wanaweza kataa.
Siku anajuanga kama wanalipia
kwa wanalipia.
Tend to think kwamba NHIF inakavanga utu vitu tudogo.
So before we actually knew that NHIF can even pay for a biopsy. It can. So before we actually knew that, I think we spent, because remember I had to do a biopsy again. I think it was about 200K for all those tests. Kila kitu. So the two surgeries, another 200 or 250 or 300 there. Chemo is 150 per session, because remember I'm doing chemo plus Herceptin. So Evo. So like that. Radiation is like 6,000 a day. Yes, 6,000 a day. But again, NHIF helps you with that.
You have a family?
Yes.
You have kids?
No, I don't.
Okay. So how was it for your mom? Sababu tukiongea na kwanza alikuwa ameshtuka, Sasa you have gone through all this.
She was there throughout. Even when I was going for my chemo, alikuwa tu hapo. ako like, usijali, don't worry about anything. God. For pia, for me it was, I had to be strong for my family because none of them had actually taken anyone through this, and they were crying. I was crying, and I was like, guys, niko sawa.
Imagine ukianza kuona watu tena unalia unashikwa tena na hiyo pressure.
Unashikwa na pressure, so utaki pia mtu mwenye uko too emotional around you. Unahitaji mtu mwenye ako like, si ametoka, mwacheni tu alale. Mwacheni tu alale atakuwa sawa. But usiende kwake ukakuwa woshe. Then I made sure every time after chemo and 1 week of rest, I'm back at work. So that I don't give myself time to be down for too long. So that I can be active very fast. So my mom was, my mom is a strong woman, by the way. If you think I'm strong, you should see that woman. That woman I always feel like she can conquer anything. So I think it was also the strength of her. I was like, Mama's taken us through all this. Because we started off very humble. And she took us to school, we had everything. The basics, we never missed. So for me, it was always just like, I was looking up to my mom to be like, mother, ametoka na sisi mbali. So she was my motivation to just keep on going. I was like, I want to build my mother a house. No, I want to be able to write. Exactly. So I was like, I want to be able to write my mom a check. So in my head, I'm like, I'm staying alive for that woman. I'm staying alive for that woman. So that for me, that was what kept me going. And I was like, if she sees me down, apana. We are meant to be strong people. We're meant to be strong people. So I'd be like, I'd just look at my mom and be like, I'm fine. I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Do you have something that you wish you knew before you started the treatment?
I wish I knew the mental cost to cancer. Forget the financial.
Because I think that's the main thing.
Forget the financial. I wish somebody sat me down and be like, Wambo, your emotions will go. You will cry for no reason. You will feel like giving up. You will feel like committing suicide. You will feel like the world, everyone has abandoned you and you're all alone in this fight. I think somebody should have prepared me for that. Somebody should have really just told me that it will take a huge toll on your head. Yeah. That's I think that's, forget the money, but that it will affect me as a human being. And friends run away.
Yeah,
it's automatic.
Asking you,
friends run away. It's automatic.
You must have met negative people, of course.
Not even negative. It's not even negative. It's just
some don't be associated with you anymore.
Not even associated with you. I think they really don't know how to deal with it. They really don't know how to comfort you.
Sometimes back.
Yeah.
Of course, sometimes acidity will let her issue.
Yeah.
So there is this lady mwenye alikuwa na some vidonda wound kwa ulimi. So she meets a friend. She's like, I'm not feeling well. Oh, yeah, you need throat cancer. Inakujanga hivyo. No, you understand? You're instilling fear in someone.
You're instilling fear in someone
that you don't know.
Correct. Everybody has an opinion about everything. Ukisikia hivi, ni hivi. Ukisikia hivi, ni hivi. But I think.
How did you deal with that? Because me, I think
I cut off. Snip, snip. Cut off. Anyone who was like, it would. Anyone who would be like, anything negative. I was like, it's not my portion. Leave me alone, please. And I think for me, I stuck to my mother, my sister, my family, and my doctors. That's it. That I started treatment in March. I actually got to announce it in June. I was like, people will tell you, and funnily enough, you actually get to say, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll be fine. Because somehow God pia. Umejua watu shanga, ule msee alisurvive aje. Akini God. Ati hii statement here, when you ask somebody, how are you doing? And somebody answers you, it's God. Trust you me, it's true. It's God. It's from being able to just survive the mental state. It's from being able to survive the medicine. the pain in your body, there's just a peace that God gives you that you're able to survive the day. And it's just, okay, God, I don't know what else to say, because I would feel like giving up. People would look at me and be like, oh, you're so strong. I'm like,
Oh, Joey.
guys, I felt like committing suicide yesterday. It's just, I woke up and I saw my mom and I was like, oh, that woman.
And that is
Okay.
how you overcame the suicidal thoughts.
Correct. I'm like, nah, that woman would not be.
Yeah, you just have to live for her.
That woman would not be. And plus, I always wanted to be like, if I'm gonna go through this, I'm gonna walk with the grace of God. I'm gonna walk like God brought it, God will take it away. Just walk with faith. And that's actually just how I did it. But where the mental state,
So
that
did
one
you
is a
have to
huge
attend
toll.
maybe counseling sessions or something?
It's actually a choice. There are people who feel like I don't really want to talk about it, and it's fine. Like for me, the days I would go. Remember when you called me and I was like, "Can I cancel?"
Yes, and I insisted that you have to come.
Yeah, because I was like, "Do I really want to?" It really makes you question a lot about yourself and just how things are going with you, and if you really want to sit down and talk again. So it's a personal choice. There are people who feel better when they talk. There are people who feel better when they just go and just stay alone. And one thing I'll tell you is it really makes you feel like being alone. You don't want to be around people. You just want to cry in peace, and you don't want to be asked why you're crying. And literally, the funny thing about that treatment is we can be talking right now and I'll be crying. And my tonal voice will not change, but tears, and it is serious crying, but there's nothing I can do about it. I can't stop. And if I don't allow myself to cry, it becomes a burden again. So it's really a balance between who to allow in your space and who not to allow in your space. And you just literally feel everything times 100. Yeah.
So now I want us to speak about your life after this fight.
Yes.
Because I think when someone looks at you, for me now I know the story.
Yeah.
But someone else would meet you at the streets or
They wouldn't even know. And in fact,
they can't tell this girl has fought something
or has gone through, and for me, that when I did it intentional, because I was like, I never want somebody to, like, it's written on my forehead. I don't want to be treated. And funnily enough, once people hear you're a cancer survivor, the conversation shifts.
Yeah, it changes.
They look at you like, actually for me, dating was the worst.
Yeah, I was asking that.
Dating?
Because I can imagine if you were dating.
Yes.
Just before the doctors broke the news to you.
Yeah.
How was the reaction of your boyfriend? He left.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. I'm telling you, it's not easy. And then even until now, I leave that part out. Because literally I would be sitting next to someone and we're chatting and they're like, Wamboi, tell us about you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a cancer survivor. Somehow. And you're like, hey, exactly. I'm like, I'm no longer sick. Are you I am sick, or I'm like, are you afraid it will come back and you'll have to be there?
So what is this notion about cancer?
I just don't like, kwanza dating. Immediately a man hears gone.
So
they left, ghosted.
Keep quiet about it.
Me, I keep quiet.
Because now if you say
I'm like, kwanza hata mtu akianza mpaka these days I have to, when I'm with my friends and they're like, oh, me too, Wamboi, she's a very strong.
Please.
Strong for who? No. Kanyage story. Until I had to explain to my close friends to be like, please don't introduce me as Wamboi Ochieng, the cancer survivor. I'm just Wamboi Ochieng. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. I was sick. I'm not. Can we not put another label? Can we put the beautiful, the pretty, the outgoing?
But funny thing about binadamu, you know, they don't remember all that.
Yes.
They
No,
don't
but
look
for
at
me,
all that.
I think I had to stand firm until they were like, Wamboi, we get you. Until I was like, okay, we had to do an experiment. we literally had to do an experiment.
Ndio izoe mdomo.
Ndo wazoe, ndo niko like, aya, check it too. Let's just go out. And then I started talking to a dude. And then you come in and introduce me the way you think you want to introduce me. See how this distance will grow. And they're like, I'm like, you see, it's not in my head. Somehow. And that's the same thing about your friends when you get diagnosed. Si ati kwa ubaya. Si ati pia wanakuacha kwa ubaya. I just think...
Unatuka kitu.
Yeah.
It's, by the way, mi pia, uwe inani take time ku understand ni nini tu kwa shida.
Correct.
Kwa sababu hata saizi kwa mfano Wambo, someone is diagnosed with HIV, you know. Utapata tu si kitu inaambukizwa na hivi.
Exactly.
It's not even airborne. But kuna mtu atasema manze.
Exactly.
You know, one thing people don't know is wewe wakati unajiseparate na huyu beshte yako unamwacha na mawazo inakaaje.
Correct.
Do you just know what they go through? Akikaa ati Wambo left me because I'm sick. Sasa swali nataka kuuliza Wambo, now that there are these who left during that period, are they back?
I said, my friend, you went.
Stay there.
Stay there. Literally, the lines have been drawn. It's clear. Like, I'm like, let's not lie to each other. It's nata siati pia nasiata pia unaichukulia kwa ubaya. Uko like, it's fine. I understand you. You couldn't deal with it. It's okay.
I just think friends are people who are close to each other.
And plus, I think we Kenyans use the term friends very vibaya. Your colleague is not your friend. Your friend's friend is not your friend. The person you meet and say hi to at the club and then you meet again is not your friend. So friendship is not really defined. You have acquaintances, but you have very few friends. Few friends, like I think it's quite a handful who came to see me and I was like, no, it's totally fine. And people would be like, but Nani was your close friend. What happened? What happened? I'm like, people are busy with their life. You can't hold them also to be like, they have to be involved and see, oh, I'm not doing well, or I'm not. Nasema sitalipisha, nalipisha nini? Maisha hii nenda kuzunguka. You just
all don't know about tomorrow.
Exactly. You take the people who support you and you move on with life. There's no need to concentrate on the negative. No. Life is so beautiful.
So are
life
you
is so good. Really? I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Well,
are you planning to?
I will with time.
Ama uko break.
Acha tuseme tumechukua break. Mpaka acha tuseme iki happen sawa, isipo happen, will not die. But I just said I'll not give myself pressure. And for people who know me, I'm like, good. For people who don't want to know me, I'm like, good. Nakwambia, cancer really just makes you be like, life is for the living. I'm going to take the positives in life. Yes. What is not working now, I'm not going to concentrate on it. Yes. So right now, I'm just concentrating on my work, my friends, my family. And it feels good. My exercise, my reading.
Yeah, you read a lot.
I do. Read a lot. I do. I've always wanted to read a lot.
I come across it's books. Books, and I'm like, this girl has the ability.
So before I got diagnosed, I was always like, I wanna be a reader. 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 And then I was like, what was stopping you? You're right. Nothing. So I just changed and did it. And plus, with every person ghosting you because of surviving what was beyond your control, yeah, you just get. And plus, I'm really an introvert. You'll find me there social, and people think the way I talk like this, like I'm a very outgoing. No, mimi nule mse mwenye nitakaa kwa nyumba na kitabu na niko sawa. Ama niende go and eat and just come back and I'm good. Yeah.
Yes.
So literally, it's a day at a time.
Thank you so much, Wambo. I want you to speak to women.
Yes.
who are watching you.
Yes.
Tell them something.
To any woman who has been diagnosed or is going through the cancer journey, don't fear, don't be afraid. It's hard, it's very hard, but it's very doable. Just believe in God. Read as much as you can about your condition, see how you can help yourself, and literally just take it a day at a time. For those who do not have the disease, just go for checkups. Keep on, and if you can't afford going to the hospital every time, just put your hand up, be checking your breasts every time. You never know, just keep on checking. It's a good way to just find out that, you know what, if it's there, early treatment can really stop it, and you can end up living a life full of glamour and just live your life. So don't be afraid. If you have the lump, just go get tested. Yes, oh yes, you will cry. Yes, it will be difficult, but don't hold back and saying, let me just stay, this is it. No, it's possible. Cancer can be treated. It has been treated. Early detection helps. So don't be afraid. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Guys, yes, breast self-assessment is very important and very key to all of us as women. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much, Wamboi, for coming.
Thank you.
You're really an inspiration.
Thank you.
Asante sana. May God bless you.
All right.
Na Mungu akusaidie kwamba usipitie lingine ligumu kama hilo.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, guys. Please subscribe, comment and like to our YouTube channel. Mnaweza pia tufuata kwenye Facebook pages zetu kama Coffee Time with Flo. Tutashukuru sana. Asanteni. My name is Flo and this is Coffee Time.